Well, across the big pond in the Italian Football League, Frogs and the Dolphins facing off. First quarter, Colin Del Galbo takes it outside, diving towards the pylon for a 6-yard score. Dolphins on the board first. Ensuing drive, the Frogs able to tie things up. Pass tipped from the hands of the intended target right to Melville Benson in the blue pay dirt. But that would be the Frogs' only score. Jump ahead to the third quarter action where the Dolphins' Vincent Winey scored back-to-back touchdowns, and Ancona starts running the scoreboard up. They win 40-6. Mason Lowry and Nick Ide have more from the IFL action.
Well, coming into this new Italian Football League season, we thought the Ancona Dolphins, who got to the semifinals last year, would be a trendy pick to maybe get to the Italian Bowl in Toledo in July. And so far, that pick looks pretty good.
Yeah, here they are, 1-0. They executed their offense exactly the way they wanted to execute. Their defense looked great, as it did last year. And I think, like you said, they're one of those dark horses to make it to Toledo, to the Italian Bowl.
I think it helps having a lot of continuity from last year's Ancona Dolphins to this year. They bring Colin DeGalbo, their terrific quarterback, back for a third season at the helm. A lot of their running backs and receivers have returned, but the guy that really stood out today, the new American import, Vincent Winey. Remember the name. You're going to hear that a lot this spring and into the summer on BCSN. Played at Morehead State, can play linebacker and running back. He is outstanding.
Yeah, we were very impressed with the way that he played on both sides of the ball. We didn't need to see him a lot on the offensive side of the ball, but the glimpses we got were very impressive. Very explosive football player, and on the defensive end, I mean, he was involved in many of the tackles.
Yeah, real nose for the football, terrific blocker offensively. Had a couple of touchdowns as well himself. As far as the Legnano Frogs are concerned, well, this was their first division game in 13 years, and it showed at times. They did show some signs of life in being able to move the football, but much like Varese Scorpions we saw last week in Italy, also newly promoted from the second division, got to cut down on the turnovers.
Yeah, a lot of similarities between Varese and Legnano. Both teams making their way up to the first division, and what do we see from both teams? A lot of turnovers in important situations. On the bright side, you see both, like Varese, Legnano was able to move the ball. Really good play from their quarterback, so there are some bright signs for them to get better and hopefully make a run at the playoffs.
A nearly flawless start to the season for the Ancona Dolphins. They get a big win on the road over the Legnano Frogs.